Testing. JB here. 9 o'clock, May 3rd, 2024. Going to be about 5 minutes, so I'm going to be really quick. I'm going to ramble, so I apologize. First, I'll talk about the markets. Take a look at a SPY over 510 on the weaker than expected employment numbers. Unemployment rate going up to 3.9 from 3.8%. And then a big miss on the non-farm payrolls, 175 added versus 238 estimates. So, yeah, the great bear market of May has been canceled so far. Pretty funny. We were at 498 on the SPY Tuesday, and here we are at almost 511. Even yesterday, we were at we tapped 499 in the morning after that reversal. So the VIX has been a great indicator. You look at VIX is down to 1376 right now, down 6%. It barely moved this week despite some of the swings. So continue to watch the VIX for direction. But I'm hoping we get close over 512. Hold the ground, probably some chop here between 511.50 and 510 and some chop, and then hopefully close over 512 into the weekend. Apple helping after the close yesterday. I was saying it a couple times this week about the relief rally. So much negative sentiment has been built into that stock. You had to think. I didn't think it would rally as much as it, if I did, I would have got the calls, but I just thought the downside was limited. So huge buyback was $150 billion. So it's up here 185, $110 billion buyback, just crazy. It's hard to even think how much dollars that's like. Yeah. All right, so that's that. Let me talk about Trupanion. So I don't want to get too much into Trupanion. It's one of those names I love the story. I think it's not a business going away. They're the leader in pet insurance in the U.S. There's a huge total addressable market and a market that's still not being addressed. And I just think there's an opportunity. They have great technology, great partnerships. They've built it out. They did partnership with Chewy, Allstate, and they came out with earnings yesterday. And right when the earnings hit, someone just whacked a bid. And when I say whack, when the bid and the ask is 22 by 19, and someone hits the 19s with a couple hundred shares, how does that make sense, right? Unless you think the company just reported that they're going bankrupt or file, or getting delit, whatever it is, just mind boggling to me. It just means the shorts knew once the release came out, we're going to hit that button and then do selling. They got it all the way down to 18 bucks. It's bouncing here. It's at 22. You look at the reports, and it's Margie Tooth has appointed CEO, and the founder, um, what's his name? I can't even think right straight right now. I know his name, Rawlings. He's stepping down, but that was already out there. That was on their plan. That was on their shareholder letter. They just wrote a couple weeks ago. So it's comical. So that can't be the news, right? Unless they think 6 months sooner than later. Oh gosh, big issues. The CEO stepping down. Meanwhile, that's the bear case the Bears using. They say, oh, Rawlings is a fraud. He's a scam, but he's stepping down. Right? That should be good news, you would think. And now it's, oh, Margie Tooth, she's a scam, she's a fraud. So she'll be taking over in August. And then you look at the numbers, their margins are increasing. Their revenues up 22% year over year. Their members continue to go up from 999 million thousand to 1,006,000 pets. Then you also look at their acquisition cost. The money that's required to acquire the pets is going down. Their profits came in better than expected. Their loss was less than expected. It just, to me, I'm like, how's this thing not gapping the 30? Well, not 30, maybe 27. So I'm sane minds come in at the open institutions, and I think this is going to go red to green. Of course, I'm in the call, so I'm biased, but it just shows the amount of power some of these shorts have on some of these illiquid names, right? The company has almost 300 million in cash, but they have to hold it as a reserve because they're insurance companies, regulations. Anyway, I think it heads higher. I try not to bang my head against the wall because then I read FinTwit and all the bears are just, all they're doing is posting attacks against the company that are not, they're unfounded attacks. One is, again, that Glassdoor review. Oh my gosh, there's an employee who's not happy at the company because they're getting held accountable. Just mind boggling. All right, so that's Trupanion. Cardlytics all the way up to nearly 1440 yesterday. I talked about it. Clifford Sozen owns 46%, has a 46% of his portfolio is in Carvana, 6 million shares. It's like $700 million worth. That is increased substantially. I think his average is 50 bucks. The good thing is he has a 14.4% stake in Cardlytics. You have to think at some point he's going to try and reallocate his 5 holdings and get more percentage of that in Cardlytics. Would not be surprised if there's some kind of filing. But like this for 15, hopefully today, maybe Monday, I'll lock some of my Junes and ride the rest. Baidu finally back in. Baidu, you see the chop over the last since 2024 started. It's been stuck between 112 and 98, and finally broke through that 110. I was looking at the weeklies. The 115s were like 17 cents. I went and got next week because I wanted a little time, and then sure enough, within an hour or 2 hours, those 115 calls are 64 cents, so nearly 400%. While my calls are not even a double yet. But that's the risk. You're taking risk because if it went the other way, there was going to be those are going to decrease very quickly. So that's Baidu. I think it heads to 120 in the coming weeks. They report earnings in 2 weeks. I'll probably look for some calls to encompass earnings for a move maybe to 130 plus after earnings. But I'll look to lock some of my strikes for next weekend today just to cover costs. IIPR is actually gapped. Well, someone's hitting it. It's 111 here in the pre-market, but the bid ask is 106 by 112. I keep saying, call me crazy. I think it's going to 120, even regardless, independent of what happens with some of these individuals' cannabis names. Lock some more amazing. If it's over 112 and my calls are up even, 500-600%, I'll probably lock some more of just a couple more of the amazing, and then I'll lock some of the June strikes in just to cover costs, ride profits. You never know, never hurt locking in profits. That's IIPR. Roku, maybe that's showing signs here. It's back over in that 61 area. Still have some May strikes. I'll wait for it to maybe break 62 or so, and then I might look to get some June calls. Trying to think of some of the other names. Turn up at 540 here. After the close yesterday, Amgen reported a great quarter, but then they announced they were discontinuing their oral weight loss drug. And for some reason, unbeknownst, I have no idea why, VKTX sold off on that news. I don't know if people think, oh, that's bad for companies that have studies for oral weight loss drugs. Made no sense to me. To me, it means there's less competition, right? Especially when you have Amgen. It's a big market cap company. That's great news. Maybe Amgen now wants to go acquire VKTX. So I've been looking for later strikes, or at least higher strikes than my June hundreds. I'll probably look for those today. Just get a couple of those. And that's it, folks. Let's have a great day. We have about 23 minutes to open. Be nice close. You would think Tuesday that was it. We are going to start revisiting the lows we had 2 weeks ago, and now all of a sudden we're back over 510, and maybe we can work over into the 520s next week with more earnings on tap. All right, folks. Let's have a great day. I'll be on the audio later. Rock and roll.